I'll just give it a minute. For anyone who's here, there's antics going on. Okay, it's 6 o'clock my time. And yeah, if you're watching, which I can't see that you are, but thank you for watching. And yeah, let's see. So yeah, if you want to, I can answer questions in the chat box, and also if you want to come on and ask questions live with me, you can do that. And I've been very kindly taught how to do that. Oh, hi. Hi, Ida. All right, so we're here to get somewhere. It's amazing, isn't it, how we think that we can get somewhere when there's never ever been anything but where we are. And there's no real kind of answer for that, if there's a we or there is a no we. I like to think that I was having an interesting conversation with one of my patrons last week, and we were talking about the me and the no me. And I said to him, well, what if there is no me and what if there is no me? And we come to the conclusion it was a bit of a gestalt thing going on there. So when none of that's happening, it's just what always is. And that's a beautiful, it's such a sublime, beautiful, unanswerable life happening that's not going towards anything. But what happens is we pick up on all these ideas that there's a better next moment, or there's a better this that I'm not seeing, when really there's only ever this, and it's absolutely perfect as it is. And it doesn't really matter if there is choice or no choice, because choices will happen or not happen, or decisions will happen or they won't happen. And it's actually really impossible to work out whether we made that decision or not. And really, in the end, we can just make ourselves go mad, going round and round and round, trying to work it all out and missing the beauty of life just being here perfectly as it is, never going anywhere, timeless, ineffable, untouchable, without rules. This life is already being itself, its creation just being itself, including the human and everything to do with the human, to do with myself. And I'm not talking about self and low self and big self and capital S self and all that sort of stuff. I'm just talking normally, just talking normally. There's no special meaning. Hi. There's no special meaning in those words. I don't like to analyze every word that's said, because once words get analyzed up the wazoo, they get special meaning. And really what I'm talking about here is that even if something has special meaning, it's still the same energy as that which has no meaning. It's all the one thing happening. There's neither special or no special. You could say it's all just this life. Some people call it aliveness. Some people call it God. Some people call it energy. It doesn't really matter the word, because the words aren't important. Unless they are. I mean, even then, it's still the same thing. Everything is being itself, can only be perfect, whatever that is. We're making jokes before about being awake and being asleep and dreaming that you're awake and blah, 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 blah. And it was funny, but at the same time, it's like everyone is trying to be so awake and getting frustrated that they're not awake. But ironically, they're already everything. They're already everything. And they're neither awake or unawake. You know, you can meet what people say, oh, I'm awake. It's like, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just a kind of it can become this temptation, this carrot to chase after. And then we miss the perfection of what is. We miss the game. I was talking earlier with my friend, saying it's like a game. This is the game of life. Do we have a choice in it? Do we not have a choice in it? We just have to play it. We have to play it. We have no choice. We play it whether we want to or not. It just gets played. It's a beautiful cacophony of characters, of humans, all playing this game. And for me, none of the characters are more special or less special. They're all just play their part perfectly, like a huge jigsaw. And every piece is integral to that jigsaw. And people want to take out the crap bits of the jigsaw. Well, it's so unsatisfactory, isn't it, to not have the full jigsaw? Okay, we got any people waiting? No. I can go on, but if people want to ask questions or come on the video with me, either is good. It's amazing. No matter how we try to run from what is, or try to run towards what is, or trying to work out what is, it never actually makes a difference. It never makes a difference. If you look at it in your own experience, has it ever been anything but just what is? Ever, ever. And that is so perplexing, and yet somehow there's a sense to it that cannot be described. Ah. Hi, Howard. Do you have a physical brain that exists in time and space? Probably. I haven't seen it firsthand. Probably. Who's this? Vendi. Can you hear this message? You can see this message. Hi, Howard. Hello, Vendi. Nope. Hi, Prachi. Hi, Lisa. All non-dual speakers say there's no solidity, but it's difficult for the mind to comprehend this. I mean, you have to see it like you're the only life that there is. You're it. You are it, as far as you're concerned. So is there solidity or not solidity? You're it. You're the whole of everything. Being that. Solidity or no solidity. There's glasses. There's cups. Is it solid? Who knows? Who knows what this place is? It's a complete mystery. If you're trying to find the answers, well, it's fun trying to find the answers, but we never really get them because the answers are just this. They're just here as answers. Isn't it fun not to know? Is it fun? Yeah. It's just, I would say it's more sublime. Because the wanting to know part of the brain just ties itself up in knots until it's on its knees going, I just give up. I'm going to put my glasses on. You say that the me will vanish with physical death. But what about the near-death experience tales when people report to be out of their bodies and seeing ancestors appearing to pick them up? I said that the me will vanish with physical death. I might have said that some time ago, but I wouldn't say that now. Because I don't remember being dead. I don't remember being dead. Either I never existed before birth, but I don't remember birth, or I had my mind wiped. So I don't know. I've heard all sorts of near-death experiences. You see, life is only here. We only know it here. We keep going outside to find answers. Like, oh, this person had this experience. It might be true. Try to find anything that's true in your life, really true. Because all the things we try to find true are always with the analytical mind. We want an experience to be true. We'll have an experience and then we'll want to turn it into something solid for it to be true. We'll report this, but they're just reporting. They're not this life here. There's only this life here. That's all that can ever be known. And even that known. It just is. That's a for sure. I know this just is what it is. But it's beautiful. Mind wants to be a tour guide in this realization. It really does. It really does take ownership. It wants to take ownership. Feel like it's succeeded somewhere. Oh, I'm finally there. I'm finally there. But there's no ever finally there. This is finally it. And this is the beginning too, simultaneously. So there's never been a finally here. Where would the finally be? The finally always looks like some projected idea into a projected future. How are decisions taking? I'm confused and I have to decide. How do we go about that? I can only tell you what I do. And that's not advice. I don't make decisions. If I can't decide on something, I'll just leave it until I have to. I just leave it. If I don't know the answer to something, I'll just like, I'm not gonna make, I just don't make a decision until I'm in the moment where the decision has to be made, and then it just can come. I don't think about decisions, but that's just, that's just me. That might be different for somebody else. There's no one way of looking at anything. I mean, you could ask yourself, do I really have to decide right now? Like, let's look at an example. I'm going to go and rent a flat. I've seen 2 flats and I have to choose one. I don't know which one. But I don't have to decide for 24 hours. I'd wait till 1 second of that 24 hours if it was me. I don't make decisions. It's either a big yes or or not. Either a big yes or a big no. That's how it works here. Yeah, people think they have to make decisions. It's actually really, really rare that you have to make decisions. Years ago, when I was with a teacher called Barry Long, one of the really important things he told me was stop making decisions. And that was like over 20 years ago. Renting. Yeah, just don't make a decision, see what happens. Stop deciding. Give it a go, see what happens. What is the reality of the world perceived outside? Goodness, who would know? Who would know? You have to ask it for yourself. You have to ask it for yourself. The reality of the world outside. It depends what quantum theory you're thinking about. I could be sitting out inside with my curtains closed and thinking there's an outside. I don't really know if there's an outside or not, but the whole world happens here. That's my only experience of it. It's a mystery. I don't know how this place works. I don't know anybody who does. There's just loads and loads of theories, but they're all theories. But it's beautiful. Underneath all that, there's this sublime sense of it all, which everybody knows, but you can't put it into the mind. The mind can't sort it out for you so that you can get somewhere with it. Hi, Stephanie. Can you speak more about how we don't want the crap parts of the jigsaw puzzle in life? I've been trying to absorb all parts of my life and wondering if that trying is part of the problem. Well, it's natural to move away from things that are detrimental. It's natural. But you're not rejecting those parts by moving away from something that's detrimental. It's a natural movement. It's a natural recoiling. If somebody's unkind to you, you will naturally recoil because that's how we work. Most of us work like that. But it's not really accepting the crap parts. It's seeing that they just happen and they're not a problem. If I recoil from something, like, I don't know what, I haven't recoiled from anything for a while. Or say I recoil from something, it's not a problem. I don't want to get rid of that. Like, I don't like paying bills. I'd rather not. But that's just how it is. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's just not something I enjoy doing. Because it just is how it is. It's just trying to get rid of all the crap parts is not going to make any difference to the crap parts being there, because this is a physical realm where crap bits happen. They just do, and they're just as relevant. They're just as much there as the good bits. They're just part of the one play of life, the one emergence of this sublime creation that we cannot place. Be the. What is that? What is that? Is that a football? Who is the one who believes itself to be the mind? You could go on forever with that. Who is the one who is the one who is the one who believes itself that is the one to be the mind? This is all mind stuff. Who is trying to look for the one who thinks they're the one who believes that they're the one in the mind? If you go on forever, it's just the mind. It's just the mind saying, I am the one who's looking for the one. It goes on forever. You never get anywhere with it because it's just thoughts. The mind's believing itself to be the mind. Just beliefs happen. Beliefs just happen. But there's not anybody really having the beliefs. They just happen. They just get ingrained into the person. Do you think knowledge exists? Do you think knowledge exists? I don't know what existence is, actually, really, when it comes down to it. I'm just sitting in this room, doing this talk. Sharing that everything is just already as it is, perfectly. Even when it's not perfect and there's trying to get away from the not perfect, it's all just so as it is. There's no way. There's no other way. Can these thoughts still exist? Yes. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nagi. I think that name. Victoria. I don't have thoughts about who's the one who's seeing the thoughts, who's owning the brain, and I just don't have them. They're just not applicable. They're teachings. It's a teaching. That's a teaching. What's it like to not have those thoughts? You know, or you just live your life without those thoughts. Those thoughts are really a teaching. Because before, when you were a child, you didn't have those thoughts. You just went out to play with your friends and ate your dinner and went to school. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Gentle clarity. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit, exuberant maybe. Kamal asked who can hear this. I bet he's asking for the reader's attention to turn around until nothing is seen to be true. Answer in the heart of the reader. So for me, there's just sitting here. And whatever I am, I'm an amazing creation, right? With my breathing and words and thoughts and feelings. And there's no separation between this body and this table and this wall or my cat, your messages. And it's the same there. There's only you there. There's only there. That's it. There's nothing else really to be said about it. Everything else that's said about it is part of that that's happening. Life is just happening. Not personal. Surrender, not judgment, are the keys to love. Possibly. For some, maybe. Yeah. Certainly, non-judgment is a more pleasant place to be. The mind could just surrender to all the questions of who's the one who's believes it's the brain. You see that whole paradigm, it's literally a thought loop. It's nothing more than that. It's just a thought loop. It doesn't belong to anybody. It's not going anywhere. Everybody really already knows everything. There's no secret to life. You are the life. You're it. That's it. That's it. A beautiful creation, being whatever it is. I certainly agree with David with the non-judgment thing, because we judge ourselves so severely. We're not there yet. I've still got my me, or I've still haven't found my higher self, or whatever it is, whatever the teaching is. There's this judgment about where we're at. But the thing is that where we're at is the most complete, perfect creation made by life. It's immediate. There's no other. There's no other place. Oh, sorry, oh no, it's okay. Nothing needs to happen for anybody to be life completely. Nothing needs to happen. Nothing can happen. No matter where somebody's at in their life, it's just always perfect as it is. Even if you're a raging bull, that's the play of life, being a raging bull. And if you don't like being a raging bull and you go to some anger management courses and they help you to kind of calm it down a bit, then that's perfect too. But you can't decide to be not here, you can't decide to be other than what is. It's impossible. Any decision is what is. Then we think, oh well, but that decision has a knock-on effect. And by next week, I'll look back and I'll see that there's been a change. But that point on so-called next week is still this. So how does it all come together? Well, nobody knows that, how it all comes together. How does the whole of time and space appear right here. The whole of time and space appears right here. And yet we say, this isn't good enough. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ida. I had an anti-Ida who I loved. Oh, nice. You know, I understand how this place where we find ourselves can seem so real, like it has to make sense somehow. And therefore there may be a conclusion that I have to make sense of this. I have to complete this game. Because it seems sort of rational. Everything, the whole play of it has a rationality about it that suggests that we can get somewhere in this life. So we strive and strive and strive, decades sometimes. And yes, we might be maybe more peaceful, or we might have I don't know, some bigger things or something. But we miss it. We miss the ineffable life which is always here. It's never good enough. It's always, I'm never good enough. That's what we say. It's not good enough. I'm not good enough. We miss it completely by rationalizing that there must be another way. There must be this teaching sounds right. That teaching sounds right. That modality, oh yeah, I like that one. And next year, oh, I like that one now. And yet nothing ever moves. We just play the game. What advice would you give someone still stuck in ego, duality, or delusion? I can't really give advice. I mean, are you still stuck in duality? Or are you just having the idea that you are? Have you got the idea you're stuck in ego? Are you deluded? Who tells you you're deluded? Who tells you you're in duality? Who tells you you're stuck in an ego? Are these things really true? That's my only advice I would give. They're not even advice. I would just ask those questions. Am I stuck in ego? And if I am, why? What are those thought patterns? Are they true? Or are they just appearing and I'm believing in them? Are you stuck in duality? Is there such a thing as duality? You're not stuck, as far as I'm concerned, nobody's stuck in duality. Everybody is the life. You are the life thinking you're stuck in duality or thinking you're deluded. I would challenge yourself with that one. Oh, thank you, Ida. Thank you. It's because life is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And yet we feel that it's not beautiful because we believe we're in duality, or we believe we're not there yet, or we believe that I've got these character flaws, or I believe all these things about myself. When you really look at it, and you just see it for what it is, with all the flaws, all the beliefs, all these things that are going on, and you see them all at once, boom. They're just all the one thing playing out. Ego is construct. Mind is the only source of suffering. Yes, yes, yes. It does. Mind suffers. Yeah. Ego is a mind construct. Yeah. They're just all thoughts that become beliefs, that become emotionally held onto, become beliefs. But the thing is are they true? Is any of it true, really? Is ego really a construct? Let's go a bit further. Is mind the only source of suffering? Do we really know that for sure? We kind of like go a little bit deeper. Everything is the mind of this creation. It could be, this is not all mind, but there's something else, this is going on, but I don't think it's going on in the way we're taught it's going on, because we can't find the time and the space and all these things we're told that are true. We only find them rationally, but we can't find them logically. If I look back at my life, and I used to talk about ego and a lot when I was younger, before it became something else. I can't remember what it became. Ego became something else. But when I look back at it, it was just, it wasn't anything. I don't even think it was really a construct. Sorry. I actually don't really know what it was at all. In the end, there's nothing really concrete. We can go into little stories about everything, and they feel so concrete. But they could die as soon as they're born. All these ideas, all these beliefs. When I look back, I don't even know what was suffering. It's like a different page of a story when I look at it. But that story's always here. It isn't back there. Back there doesn't exist anymore. There's no tangibility to it. It's only here. It's only ever here. Nobody wanted to come on and speak this time. Is it because it's an unknown platform? I think it's quite easy to do. I can't. Non-duality seems to be an exclusive preoccupation of the human species. Can you say something about that? I think it's a preoccupation to a very, very small percentage of the human species. But I think on a larger scale, and even that maybe not so large, it's a preoccupation is why am I alive? What is the meaning of life? Why am I alive? What is this? What is the meaning of life? And people go into all kinds of things about it. And beautifully and wonderfully, none of them are wrong. None of them are wrong. Not one teaching wins. Not one. Non-duality is no greater than the most radical religions. And non-duality can be a bit radical sometimes. No teaching wins because whatever's going on for the individual is the absolute completion of that life that is being itself every moment, no matter what it is, because it can only be that. I was watching a YouTube video a couple of weeks ago about the Malachites. It was some like really radical Christian sect that had moved to Peru to get away from mobile phones. And non-duality preoccupies every species. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's true. Anyway, they moved to Peru to get away from mobile phones, and and when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, every manifestation is so beautifully complete. My God, the cat's gonna meow. Just gonna let him out. Excuse me. He'll meow. He'll keep meowing if I don't. Too much knowledge only inflates ego, turn inwards to find the answers. Yes, because knowledge, I mean, when you've got so much knowledge, what have you got? You've just got knowledge. You just got knowledge. I read a lot. Got a terrible memory, but I read a lot of all sorts of things. You could say that's knowledge. But it doesn't teach me anything. Not really. The life is majestic enough without having to feel important with knowledge. There's so many competitive arenas, and especially in the spirituality world. I've come across it all my life. Competitive spirituality, where someone thinks they know something more about the truth than somebody else. With just utter arrogance. Because only where you are is the only thing. And nobody knows anything about that. Nobody. Nobody has more knowledge about being alive than you. Nobody can tell me that they know more about my life than me. About what it is to be alive. I can't even answer what it is to be alive. There's just alive. And that's it. And everybody has that. Everybody is that. Nobody can tell you that you don't have it, or that it's not enough, or that you haven't got it yet. You hear that so much in non-duality. So much. It's an absolute gaslight when somebody says they haven't got it yet. It's absolute nonsense, because everybody is that. Everybody. Perfect. And I'm not talking about the human idea of perfect, but perfect in the real sense. Total. Everything. Everything being itself constantly without ever really moving anywhere. So if somebody says, oh, you haven't got it yet, That's an ego thing. It's a gaslight. It's a gaslight. And it's just not true. And if you think, well, no, I don't have it yet, it's everything having the thought, I don't have it yet. And then putting it as a thing that has to be had when you already are it. It's crazy, really. But amazing. I am it, thinking I don't have it. So I don't really have a teaching or a message even. Except for the messages that what I've just been talking about. Maybe clear non-duality preoccupies everything. Perfect. Totalness. Ah, I see, yes. Yes. When I hear the word non-duality, I often think of the teaching rather than the actual meaning of the word. Everything is lifeful, isn't it? Lifeful. Full of life. Everything. From my body to my teapot, my computer. It can be like a remembering. Or is it a remembering? It's like a what's the word? When you see that all the seeking and all the stress you put yourself through to be somewhere else, and you kind of see it or sense it or resonate with something, resonates or senses that actually, of course, this is all there is. I don't mean as in all there is, like, oh, is this all there is? I don't mean like that. I mean as in the majestically, this is all there is. This is what there is. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to uncover a secret. I don't have to try to be anything, because trying will just be what I am. It won't make any difference. It'll just be frustrating, all the trying and trying. That'll just be the game of trying. Like a lot of non-duality speakers say, whole, it's already whole. And that's right, it's already whole. And sometimes we can't see that because we're too busy looking for the whole somewhere else. To see that it's whole, which isn't a living experience, it's just a seeing of it. And then you can just get on with your life. Just the seeing of it is the undoing of the trying and the beliefs and the ideas and the seeking. can just be in the seeing of it. Any other experiences apart from that are all totally subjective. I would give one bit of advice, which I don't normally do, but I would not take to heart other people's experiences as if that is the truth, because really what they are is a complete stranger on a screen telling you their experience. That's literally what they are. That's not to diminish their experience. They probably had that experience. But what happens is we take it on board and we think, I need that experience. Experiences come and go. They're not a measure of anything. The only true wisdom is in the knowing you know nothing. Yeah. 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 Yeah, it's a beautiful quote. Hi, Lisa. I love when the message includes everything. The seeing, the not seeing, the seeking, the not seeking, just everything. Yeah, yeah. It just like, then there's no borders, is there? Because there's no borders anyway. As soon as we put borders on something, they're all just fake borders. Did you resonate with a certain talker? Oh, hi, Phil. Yeah, with a few. I'd like to go to see Tony. I really liked going to see Richard Sylvester. Before all that, I spent a lot of time going to see Barry Long. Very different thing, but not as well. He loved God. He just loved God. He was such an inspiration. Listened to Lisa Cairns for a while before she became more sort of into the psychology stuff. When she was really fresh, you know. I think that was it. That was it. Yeah. I think, yeah, at the beginning, yeah. Well, not at the beginning. I mean, I'd been a seeker for way back when. I actually gave up seeking before I saw that the whole of everything I thought was true was just complete nonsense. Hi, Melanie. Okay, got 3 minutes left. Any last minute questions or anything? The wonderful thing is, though, there is a side effect from seeing that you don't know anything. Is that life just becomes more relaxed. Definitely more relaxed. It's just that competitive, that drive, that self-flagellation and everything that comes along with it just goes, and life just becomes, you could just enter into the game of life a lot more easily, and it just comes and it goes, and it's just like playing chess. You lose a queen sometimes, you get back the queen, you lose a pawn, you take a knight, and then without feeling caught up in it, and that it all is like so important. Hi, Lisa. Glad I caught your live stream. Recently, it feels like I'm forgetting myself more often. Is this normal? Yeah, 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 definitely. You don't need to remember yourself because you're already you're already the life. You don't need to remember it. You don't need to keep remembering that you're this life. So when you forget it, it's just like, yeah, great. In a hypothetical world, would you rather be me with 1 billion or a parent? or apparent liberation. Be me, be me. Be me. Oh, you like talking about the me? I don't know. It's honestly, I can't even, like, that question I can't even get my head around the question. Because there's no apparent liberation and there's no me. Or there's no me. It's just what is. It's just what is. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay. If you would like to give a small donation for my time, I'd very much appreciate it. There is a PayPal link on my page on Nothing FM. And yeah, so I'll be very grateful for that. And thank you very much for coming to this talk. Thank you to the Nothing team for hosting me again. And I look forward to seeing you again in 4 or 5 weeks' time or whenever it is. Okay, lots of love. Bye.